Welcome back everyone. Today we'll be talking about the ninth round of the Supercross season. Ninth round out of 17, so we're on the second half of the season now, officially, and at Indianapolis. So it was not really a weird layout, nothing really particular about the layout. Feels like a pretty generic layout. But in terms of dirt, it was really soft and really rutted out. The track got really rough by the time the main event came around, so it was really technical and really hard and really physical. And in the 250 East main event, it was a good start by Hunter Lawrence, Chris Blows and Jeremy Smith. Now Chris Blows had been on the pace all weekend, also having a great result and great pace in the heat race, so really felt like he was vibing with the track, so really putting in good laps, good performances and good speed. Then right behind him for the third spot, the three Star Racing Yamahas were battling each other for position, so Smith, Thrasher and also Deegan in the mix. Then we Blows dropping slowly because he had a good start. He had the speed, but not quite the speed to keep up with the first guys like the Star Racing Yamahas and Hunter Lawrence or even Max Anstey. But then Tom Vial had to recover from a bad start. He was buried around 10th position, and really a shame because of his experience in the MXGP. I thought he could do pretty well in a really rough track, keeping up the bike, so maybe with a good start he could have been on the podium, so who knows. But then Jeremy Martin, another of the very experienced driver, a veteran of the class, was really moving up the pack, passing Max Anstey and Hayden Deegan, moving up position. At one point he was the fastest guy on the track, so really putting his experience to work in this main event. You see, then Lawrence, who was leading comfortably, but really had a moment with Brock Pappy when coming up the step on, step off. When he stepped off, he collided with Brock Pappy, lost the right hand from the bike, so really was a tough hit. It was a hard hit, and also broke Brock Pappy's clutch lever. So you could see his clutch lever, he was looking for it with the hand but couldn't find it, and we see the lever on the ground right behind him. So it was really a moment that could have cost Hunter Lawrence the win. Then with less than a minute to go, unfortunately Hayden Deegan went down in the whoops, who were really hard to be honest. It was really hard, really rough, really dug out. There was a big rut in between who ran pretty much all the way through the whoops, so it was kind of a one line by the end of the main event. Unfortunately dropping him to 7th after running most of his main event in 4th. But in the end it was Hunter Lawrence who managed to hold on to the win, Nate Thrasher in 2nd and Jordan Smith in 3rd. Then on the 450, my picks for the win in the main event were not Cooper Webb or Eli Tomac or the usual, but Roczen and Barsha. Because after seeing the heats and the kind of speed and flow they brought into the track, I thought it was probably Barsha, because I didn't think that the Suzuki could last all the main event, or at least the how heavy it looked, how heavy the Suzuki looked in the hands of Roczen. Roczen is by any means, he's an exceptional rider, but that Suzuki just looked really heavy to move around and really physical, so really didn't help him much. Sexton was another guy who really had the speed to potentially be a winner, and right from the start of the main event, Roczen had a great start. Adam Cianciarulo had a really, really good start, coming in second position for the first part of the race. He ran in second position, matching the pace of Webb and Sexton after not racing the last 2 rounds. So really, really good, and really, really confident that Adam Cianciarulo will keep on getting better as the season goes on. Tomac, unfortunately, didn't have a good start. He was down to 11th and had to pick up the pace and recover if he wanted to keep the points lead or the points gap to Sexton and Webb, who are his closest competitors in terms of championship. Chase Sexton, blitzing the whoops, manages to gain second position on Cooper Webb, going around him. So he gained the second position and started to chase after Ken Roczen. But then with 14 minutes to go, when Sexton was close enough to Roczen to potentially try to make a move, he was down again. He went down again after the whoops. So it's another race where another mistake cost Sexton a potential win. And at this point, I don't really know what to say, because the guy has the speed. He just doesn't have the consistency to get to the end with the win. And I'm really sorry for that, because he could have won, I don't know, I lost count, maybe 5 races this season if it wasn't for his own mistakes. So, I don't know. It's not looking good for him. You certainly don't win championships with the speed, but without consistency to end all the races in front. So, after that, we see Barsha, the other guy who was on the move today, making moves, going up the field and pressuring Cooper Webb for second, passing then Webb in the whoops for second position, just like Sexton did earlier. So, I don't know, I forgot the name. I just said it, I don't know, 30 seconds ago. I don't know why, but I don't know. With 3.5 minutes to go, then Barsha's getting closer to Roczen, looking for a potential win. He was really, really getting closer every lap. And with 1 minute to go, Barsha finally got to less than a second behind. And we see a battle with these guys. And at the third to last turn, after the step on step off after the whoops, Roczen making almost a mistake, getting cross-rutted. Barsha gets closer, but Roczen managed to hold on to the position and defend on Barsha, taking the win. So it was a really good to see Roczen win this race after all the doubts everyone had. I had to, moving back to Suzuki. Not because Hondas were the best bikes. I mean, they have a pretty good bike, but I think he had the reasons to step away from Honda. But really, Suzuki did not look like the best after seeing he also tested Yamahas and Kawasaki's. Suzuki, I did not feel like it was the best, but Roczen has been with Suzuki for a long time, and also while growing up, so I don't know if it was emotional or if he saw something in that bike, but it definitely paid off because he managed to get the win in Indianapolis. Barsha putting the best result of the season, coming out in second, and Webb in third position. Tomac was way down the order, behind also Christian Craig, who crucially put the pass on him. I mean, not crucially for Tomac, but for Cooper Webb, because they were tied in the points. But when Webb managed to make the move and pass Tomac, Webb gained the red plate. So now, next round in Detroit, Cooper Webb will be the one having the red plate for 1 point in front of Eli Tomac in the championship. So I guess I got back on time. Didn't really lose a week this time. So hopefully I'll be right on time also with the next rounds, starting from Detroit. And hope you liked the video. See you in the next one. Goodbye.